Under Paris, the Netflix movie watched over 40 million times in 5 days despite criticism. If you're a fan of thriller movies, French language movies, shark movies, or all of the above, then chances are you've already heard of new Netflix hit Under Paris. For those who aren't familiar with the latest movie taking the streaming service by storm, it follows a grieving scientist who is forced to face her tragic past when a giant shark appears in the Seine. There's no denying that the new release has been a hit, having racked up an enormous 40.9 million views in the 5 days since it was released. That number has put it at the top of Netflix's global most watched films list, blowing the second-place film, Godzilla -1, out of the water, which trails behind with 10.9 million views over on the English-language films list. Hitman, starring Glenn Powell, has got everyone talking, but its 10.8 million views don't hold a candle to the whopping number Under Paris is currently enjoying. It's so huge, in fact, that it equates to a total of 70.9 million hours of viewing time. And Under Paris is not just a hit in its country of origin, France, though it did hit number 1 there too. It's also topped the Netflix most watched chart in Canada, Malaysia, New Zealand, Mexico, Germany, Kenya, Spain, Vietnam, Portugal, and Costa Rica, according to Screen Rant. However, while the numbers are impressive, it hasn't been particularly well received by Netflix viewers. The film has been awarded a rather average 63% rating from the critics on review aggregator site Rotten Tomatoes, while the audience score sits even lower, at a disappointing 35%. But critic Michael Nordini, writing for Variety, was impressed, sharing, "Look no further than Under Paris for an answer to the hypothetical that surely keeps Emmanuel Macron up at night, as Netflix's new thriller swims rather than sinks as it adds life to a genre that's been bloodless for far too long." However, A.A. Dowd from IGN Movies is rather more scathing, writing, "The bar for shark movies lies near the bottom of the ocean, so it's no great victory that Under Paris' Gallic riff on Jaws neatly clears it." And it seems that many viewers agree, with one Rotten Tomatoes user, Chad J, writing, "The acting was bad, the writing was bad, multiple scenes made no sense at all. It was very boring, almost no action at all until about halfway through, and that ending was bad." Meanwhile, Jack F said, "Please don't waste your precious times on this totally nonsensical film," while Ben A wrote, "This is by far the worst shark movie ever created. Storyline is pointless and idiotic. It's nearly 2 hours of my life that I will never get back. Do not even bother watching, as it will just leave you upset." However, it's not all bad press. The Guardian dubbed it one of the best shark movies ever made, adding that it's a knowingly improbable yet genuinely entertaining summer thriller. Meanwhile, Stephen King, author of novels including Carrie, The Shining and Misery, recently admitted he was wrong to doubt Under Paris, after initially expecting it to be joking. Writing on X, formerly Twitter, the award-winning author shared, "I thought Under Paris would be a jokey movie, like Sharknado, but Twitter convinced me to give it a watch, and it's really quite good." He added, "The last 25 minutes were amazing." The film, directed by Xavier Gens, follows talented scientist Sophia, Berenice Bejo, who discovers a huge shark has somehow entered the Seine River the day before the city's renowned triathlon event. Despite trying to alert the authorities, the event goes ahead and utter catastrophe occurs at the competition. One viewer described it as basically Jaws in Paris. So, if that's your kind of thing, make sure you give this new release a watch.